Oh, are you here for the news? It is weekly news time, baby! In this video, we are discussing all of the Marvel Strike Force news of the past week. Plus, we're talking the X-Men update and what is coming after that. And we have the kit for the mystery support character that is coming soon. We are talking about that kit and so much more. It is gonna be a fun one, guys, so let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hey, what's up all you Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome back to the channel, and it is time for the news, and that means I am joined by my brother Khasino. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing awesome. What's going on?
I am talking to you about what's going on. We gotta check out this news and get some juicy things, and of course, there's gonna be some new stuff coming up on this, so just a little disclaimer. I know last time was long. This time is probably gonna be long too because we got a lot to discuss. There are gonna be timestamps in the description, so if there's a certain thing you want to hear about, you could just jump to it. But yeah, this will probably be a long video. All right.
Yep, we're gonna talk about the recent compensation. We're gonna talk about the Red Star Rework blog post and our reactions to it. A couple adjustments and a retraction for some of the X-Men content we were discussing on the last news update. Going to talk about the new Alpha raids and some new info about the Wakandan raid team. Talk about the level cap raise. Talk about Ultimus 7 a little bit. Talk about some new stuff coming for Alliance War and a few kit details for the mystery support. But
mystery, I like it. I like it. So I guess let's start. Let's go in chronological order. The thing that happened, I think it was a day after we made the video, was we got compensation for all the bugs. All the bugs, which in my opinion was worse. I know for some people it hardly affected them, but 500 cores. What is your reaction to that? Or what was your reaction when you saw that was the compensation for all the bugs?
So for me personally, I wasn't impacted by it, and I was trying to ask other people, like, how badly did the second round of bugs hit you guys? And no one was giving me a straight answer. Like, everyone was saying, oh, it's so horrible. And I'm like, what's actually wrong? And people are like, oh, I have to close out and then go back in and open something. And I'm like, well,
sounds
that's
like
annoying.
Bugs, right?
It's annoying, but you didn't lose anything. I could see how, like, we should be compensated for frustration. But, you know, every person who was saying, like, oh, I lost a bunch of frags. I definitely lost some shards. And then every single time we looked into it, they didn't. They just thought they did because it was opening an orb and it wouldn't show them what they got. So they were assuming they got nothing. But then if you actually looked, you did in fact get something. People weren't remembering, you know, how many frags of a character. Like, they'd open a premium and it would be blank, but yeah. They wouldn't check every single character on their roster to find the 15, you know, aim infector shards.
Well, so. I do have a personal experience. I did look at 3 things, and these were from the milestones where you got those fragments, so it's pretty easy to track. So, but I tracked 3 things, so real small sample size. 2 of the things I got, 1 of the things I didn't get. So after that, I just kind of stopped opening everything except for the milestones. Yeah, but so small sample size, and I was missing about 33% of what I was looking at, so maybe that was the only thing. But
well, I definitely feel people should be compensated for whatever they lost.
Yeah.
But for me, I was just like, okay, 500 course, whatever. I'm always of the opinion, like, it doesn't. You can be as generous as you want with the compensation because you're giving it to everyone. So it's not like you create a competitive advantage. If you're giving it to everyone, you might as well give people a bunch. You lose nothing. It just makes your players happy, and after frustrating them for several days, you might as well. So I think they could have given us more anyway, but.
Happily players want to spend, right? Because I know when I'm happy, I spend on this game. When I'm not happy, I don't spend as much. So that
sounds about right.
That's me. All right. Good news. I've been waiting for this since December. I think you've been waiting for some kind of word on this as well. We got word in the dev blog that Red Stars are being reworked, or at least the elite versions of those. What is your reaction to this?
Oh, I'm super happy. As you know, I made a whole video campaigning for Red Star Rework, and I think they're doing 2 big things right. I mean, firstly, they've identified that the issue is backwards progress, and that's getting fixed. That's awesome. Nice. And they are going back and compensating people for all of their current backwards progress that they've experienced, and that's a big win.
I think you really had to, right? They really had to do that. Go back and do the backwards progress just to make it fair.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't think it would have been a uniquely greedy Fox Next move to not do it. Plenty of other companies will put out, some mechanic that's just kind of not particularly fair or advantageous to the players, and then later down the road they just change it, and it's just changed going forward. They don't worry about going back and.
Well, here's my follow-up question for that. What happens to these games and the revenue of these games after that when the players are overly upset about something? Not that this would have made everybody upset during the backwards progress, but if you really upset the player base, is that really something that is more profitable in the long term?
I mean, first off, that's not my area of expertise. I don't even want to speculate on this. I would be completely.
We'll just put the question out there then. That's the question. But, you guys can comment on that.
But I will say this: like, if they had just said, "Here are the changes we're making to the elite orb going forward," and that's it, like, people would hold their elite orbs.
I think that's maybe something they wanted to avoid, was the holding it.
Right, yeah, no, definitely they want to avoid that, but like, I don't think there would have been much of a backlash. If they're like, we're changing our elite orbs going forward, I don't think there would be a big, a bunch of chaos on the subreddit or anything with people saying like, what about all the ones I already opened? Like, there might have been, but,
I don't know, but they did the right thing. They did the right thing, in my opinion, so it's kind of a moot point, actually, right?
The way I see it is like when they add a new character to premium orbs, no one's like, well, what about all the premium orbs I opened when that character wasn't in it? Like, it's changed now.
Well, that's why I'm saving my premium orbs. That's why I haven't opened premium orbs for a long time. So.
Sure, but you get the point. It's like, yeah, sometimes it's just, it was that, now it's this. So,
yep.
But obviously, I'm really glad they're doing it this way. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, they could have ignored it. Like, I'm super happy. I have gotten backwards progress from Elite Red Star orbs way too many times, so I'm expecting quite a payday when we get that. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you're gonna get like a bunch of 7-star characters if it's working the way I expect it to work. Now, does this lead you to think that data mine is accurate, or they're gonna keep that way that the Red Star rework was brought up in the data mine? Do you think that's how it's gonna be?
I do, but that's very confusing because we haven't seen the costs for those things. So the way it seems to read to me is every elite will guarantee a 4, but any 4 duplicates that you get from an elite give you currency. So basically, there's no more elite right now. Now there's elite 4, and every elite 4 dupe gives you elite 5. And when you open elite 5, we only have so many characters at 5 red star, so almost none of those are actually going to be dupes because you're guaranteed that 5. But the only way to get those guaranteed 5s is getting lots of dupes from the elite 4. And so as you're opening those elite 5s, any dupe from an elite 5 gives you elite 6, and any dupe from elite 6 gives you elite 7, and on and on.
That's the way I'm interpreting it as well. So I hope if it works that way and the costs are good, I think this is a awesome thing. But just eliminating the backwards progress in itself, I think it's a very awesome thing for this.
This is what I was saying all along, is even if you just give people a small amount of progress towards the next increment, as long as they know, like, well, sooner or later, inevitably, I'm due to go forward.
Yeah.
That's
kind of like Ultimus, right? Until you get Ultimus at 7 stars, and then I don't know what you're doing at that point.
Well, I mean, it's first off, once you have Ultimus at 7 star, you're not too worried about anything.
And this red star rework looks like it's going to be very, very important for another topic we're talking about in just a little bit. So stay tuned, guys. This will have some bearing a little later. Anything else on red stars before we move on?
No, I think we skipped the Dark Dimension compensation, though.
Oh, you're definitely right. We did skip that. That came before the blog announcement, so yes. What are your thoughts on that? That was a lot of gold and some mega orbs, which they used to sell for $35 each. We got, 6 of them? So.
Yep, and again, this is where I fall into hashtag first whale problems, where if you're already doing Enter the Darkness, you probably have a bunch of characters, at 7 star by that point anyway. But I like I have more than 2/3 of my marquee characters at 7-star. So every time I was opening a Mega Orb, they were just orbs of sadness.
Ultimus.
Yeah,
Orbs,
it was
They're
lots of
Ultimus
Ultimus, and all the Ultimus orbs fed back into themselves too. I think I got like 1 or 2 of all those Megas. I got like 1 or 2 that I wanted, but one of them was a 50 War Machine. So I was like, that's cool.
I don't think I got anything good. I did it on stream. You guys could check out the previous video. I got about 4.1 million gold. Do you know how much you got? Do you remember how much you got?
No, I didn't look, but I know I got all greens except for 1 blue in the center and 1 purple in the center. And the purple in the center was 350k.
Nice.
So I didn't. Out of all, 24 orbs? But it was 1 350, and everything else was greens except for 1 blue, so it was not a lot.
So
it was close to the minimum.
I did a secret. I had my daughter open it for me to have better luck. So
the legendary seed.
Yes, they got it. They got it. the best seed possible. Right. All right. The 55, the cores, the dark dimension, the red stars. I think we got everything right.
Yep.
All right, juicy stuff now. X-Men. There was some leaks late last week, and we talked about a few things on there, but it looks like a few things have changed, correct?
Yeah, it's less that they've changed. One of them was just me misspeaking. Like, I went back and read what I was referencing, and I realized this whole time I've been just saying the wrong thing. So I just have to issue a retraction.
Okay.
And so I've been telling people that we're getting a mix of heroes and villains in the X-Men patch. And that's just because I don't know my X-Men lore that well.
I think I know why you did it, though. And then when you guys see who is coming out and stuff, I think there's an explanation for that. So.
But so it turns out that we are getting 4 hero characters, no villains. We are getting 4 hero characters. They'll all have the X-Men tag, which will mean that there will be 6 characters with the X-Men tag. And so that, of course, has people wondering who gets left off the team. And obviously, we haven't said the names of the other characters except for Colossus is the only one confirmed. And then obviously, we already have Storm and Wolverine. And much to my surprise, I'm hearing that early on, the one that's being left off the team is Storm.
Is this for raids? Because she was billed as the raid specialist, right?
She was, but I would have assumed her passive would be worth including her on any full X-Men team. But turns out no.
What is her passive? This is how often I use Storm. So I don't even remember her passive.
I believe it's a 50% chance to give X-Men speed up and 50% chance to call for an assist. Ooh, on any X-Men turn.
That actually sounds pretty good. We might have to see their kit. We might have to see their kits before that, because that sounds nice.
It does, but I hearing what they're designed to do, for people that don't know, they're going to be a Blitz and Arena focused team.
Ooh.
So
X-Men versus the Brotherhood. This would be nice. I can't wait till these are out and we're able to 7-star these characters and build them properly. So.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Any word, or I don't know if you could release any word if you do have it, but any word on Legendary event, because that was one of the rumors as well for this.
There will be a Legendary character among those X-Men.
Nice.
And that all I'll say on this is that Legendary character has a transformation mechanic unlike one that we've seen so far.
Interesting. Leave your guesses down below, guys. Pretty juicy hint. I think most people are gonna get that right. But yeah, leave your guesses down below. Alpha raids returned. They are harder.
They are. They changed the mini bosses and the bosses.
Yes. What are your thoughts on this? These new alpha raids with the new character, Black Panther. Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther's an interesting choice. I'm really not sure why they went with him.
First time we got a farmable character in a non-Ultimus raid, right?
Yeah, that's a very questionable decision. I'd love to understand why they did that. That seems.
I would as well. What do you think of the difficulty changes? I know I've spoken against difficulty changes before, but I'm not that bothered by it for some reason.
Yeah, I'm the same way where like it's easy to say because the most common thing I see is people like don't change difficulty, just add a new difficulty level. But it's like, well, the thing is, by the time it comes back around, things have changed. We've got new characters, and a lot of times they deliberately do it in several waves where the very first time they'll change stuff and it'll come out and it'll be really tough, and then by the next time it comes around, either new characters designed to make it easier will be out, or a level cap raise will happen, or something like that. So this is, they do this all the time, and I know that some people, would prefer that they didn't do it, but it's easy to say just design a new difficulty tier, but like I've just kind of accepted this is just they're gonna keep doing this whether you like it or not. So we can complain every time, but they've made it kind of clear that this is just.
I don't mind it, but with that said, I do want that orange elite gear because I do want to get Ultron. So I'm a little torn. Not that I actually said that out loud, but. Overall, I don't mind it. I see this. I mean, it's the same lanes and everything, but I see this as kind of a new raid because it's for Black Panther, not for Juggernaut, but no, not Juggernaut, Venom, not for Venom.
No, that's fair. If you would have been able to get the elites this time around, and now you can't, that's fair. When they do something like this, they should bring the rewards down a tier, like maybe give 60% the elites if you've made some changes, or 30% or something like that.
I
agree.
A few shards for that. That's my only thing.
I agree. If you're going to increase the difficulty, be more generous with the reward structure.
All right, and speaking of the raids, you got confirmation of something that was reported last week by you. I know you've gotten some criticism for this, right? And I don't know. It's good that you got confirmation on this because
I got some sweet validation. So
nice.
I know that we've been told from several sources at this point that the Wakandans are the top tier raid team in the game, and a lot of people have fairly strong Wakandan teams, and they're saying that they're not seeing the Wakandans outperform Fury Shield. They're not seeing the Wakandans outperform what my Discord calls the BKT, which is the Thanos, Minerva, Guardians, Rocket, Star-Lord, Groot. They call it the best Kree team because it has one Kree on it, and it's Minerva. But they're saying, like Wakandans are, the third best raid team, at best. And so I've said, that the devs do test these things. They wouldn't say that they made them the best raid team if they weren't. And so I was trying to figure out like where are the devs getting this idea. And if you remember last week, I said it looks like a lot of their powers and their tier 4 abilities, I think they might require a lot more tier 4s than the other teams.
Yeah.
And I was able to get confirmation on that. So the devs are already testing them on Ultimus 7 with everyone, Gear Tier 13, 7 Red Star, 7775, and they said it's very clear compared to Fury Shield, compared to that best Kree team, that the Wakandans are definitely a good margin ahead of the other raid teams, and they're hands down the best raid team. And so that was confirmation enough for me that they are in fact the best raid team at 7775 abilities. And I mean, you can look it over, and generally speaking, every Wakandan member needs either 2 or 3 tier 4s to get the most out of their utility, which is a lot of orange mats. But
expensive team.
Very much. But what's interesting about them is at 6664 abilities, they're not the best raid team. So I understand people's confusion when they're saying, well, I haven't seen a Wakandan team that sells me on them being the best. Like,
no, at 6664, would you still place them at 3rd for raids?
Probably.
Okay. And I this is something I asked you before we started recording. I know a lot of people don't like M'Baku and give him the love, but I pity the fools that don't give M'Baku love. Is he the best choice to be investing your orange materials in if you're using him for the raids? Because
it's an interesting take on this.
Yeah, all right.
He's a very good raid tank, especially in that team. I do think there's a better one, and I think that's Miss Marvel. I think Miss Marvel is a better raid tank for that team because she will always assist on Black Panther, and Black Panther is the only one she will ever call to assist on her, and he'll get resets even if Miss Marvel and Okoye are both assisting him.
That is very true. I didn't think of
and
that.
he can get a reset when he assists her when she calls on him. And she's self-healing, so she can keep herself topped off, and Shuri can just heal the others.
Yeah.
So there's that. But
so the old triumphant gets reunited for the raids.
Yeah, I would say they are
Nice.
reborn. That dream lives again. But
I like
another interesting thing, though, and this one I find extra interesting, is, a lot of people are like, so they're a raid team for a raid that's not even out. Who cares? Wakandans suck. Like, I hear that all the time from people who don't have Shuri, trying to be like, you don't need her. And, like, that's fine. Like, currently she's not essential. But one of the things that's popping up a lot in Alliance War for us is basically that best Kree team. It's Guardians of the Galaxy plus Minerva.
Yes.
And it's a huge pain to fight that team, especially if Vision is on that team,
Yes.
which a lot of people are doing.
Oh, I haven't done a Vision one, but that's a painful team. Anything with Minerva is painful in Alliance War.
It is, but so the Wakandan team, the normal straight Wakandan 5, counter the crap out of that team.
And are you talking a 6664 or a 7775 counters?
I would say the only thing you need is the Okoye basic. That's the only one that you truly need.
Probably Shuri too, right? The passive on Shuri.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah. So yeah, good catch. So Shuri passive and Okoye basic are the only two you need, but not an extreme amount of T4 investment in this team compared to other teams. And so what'll happen is they'll all spawn with speed up, and Okoye will go first. So if there are defense ups on Minerva, Okoye will take them off right away, and then she's wide open, and the other 4 members of the team get to attack her before anyone on the enemy team gets to go. And when Shuri defense ups, Killmonger will attack in her place, so you're getting an extra Killmonger attack. Okoye might assist on anyone. And then when M'Baku taunts, M'Baku, because he gets the blocks and he blocks so much, he'll eat the rocket special and the Star-Lord ult. He doesn't care about that at all. He'll laugh right in their faces.
So how much power level can you punch up? Do they need to be even? Do they need to overpower that? What do you call that? The best Kree team? Do they need to overpower that, or can they punch up a lot?
Oh, they can definitely punch up. I have not thoroughly tested this enough. I don't want to make I would say realistically 20 to 30k is safe.
Above
they
them?
may be,
Wow.
Yeah. Yep, they may be able to do more, but I don't want to promise people something I haven't tested. But
now, with that said, I know if you're like myself, a lot of people probably are. They have Black Panther way higher than the rest of their Wakandans. Does that make a difference with the overall power level when you're trying to punch up?
I mean, it can. It'll depend on where the power lies. Like if you have a 60k BP, but your M'Baku is 20k, and he's just gonna get blown away.
So you need him to take at least M'Baku to take a punch.
Yeah, M'Baku needs to be able to take a hit. Shuri needs to be able to heal enough to matter.
Because Okoye would need to be able to be high enough to be able to dispel, right?
Right. So, and Killmonger is like all their damage, so he can't be hitting for peanuts.
All right, so they need to be all built pretty good.
I mean, like any other team,
Okay, fair enough. All right, level cap.
Oh, right. So
We've
obviously,
had word that is coming. I think it's January, right? And then it got delayed, and then
we haven't had any word that it's coming. We've had suspicions that it's coming.
Well, in January, I think it was officially announced, and then maybe February, March, it was pushed back. So we
you might be right. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But so still, unfortunately, I regret to inform you guys, no idea when the level cap raise will be. No idea when Ultimus 7 is coming. However, I know a little bit more about it, so here's a couple things I can tell you guys to help prepare for that. The
juicy stuff, guys.
A bit. There's
not as
good
juicy
stuff.
The stuff coming later, but this is new stuff.
Yes. So the level cap raise costs are confirmed. So firstly, whenever the level cap raise happens, it'll be to 75, not 80. We assume 75, but we always considered it could be going to 80.
I
but
didn't know that was 75. A rumor out there, but okay, good. It's
75. And the costs are going to be roughly in the neighborhood of 400,000 per level, and it'll be right around 2 million to go from 70 to 75. But before people freak out and are like, 2 million per character, oh my god, remember that it takes a long time to level up. So
I forgot about that. We haven't done that in a while.
It takes like a week to go from like 70 to 71. So you'll have plenty of time leveling up to keep all of the characters that you care about going up. And there's usually a little delay. Like the day that you hit 75, you're not going to have half your roster ready at 75. Of course not, but it's not that crazy. It's consistent.
I have a follow-up question from the rumor mill. Any word on T5 ability mats, if that's coming with 75 or 80 or...
No, and I don't think it is. It would make sense for it to be coming for sure, but I have not heard anything about it. I feel like I would have, so I'm assuming no, but
so
I'll
not plans for it in the near future.
I don't think so, but I'll probe further into that because I'm wondering that myself. And then Ultimus 7. This is just a general guideline, and keep in mind, like Ultimus 7 when it comes out is going to be the new top tier toughest raid content in the game.
Sounds so fun.
So I'll say this, I hear you, right? No one likes getting their ass kicked, but people complain about both, right? I'm reading responses to the Thanos raids and everyone's like, they should have made a new difficulty tier. The last one was too easy.
I did not complain about autoing the Thanos raid.
Oh, I won't ever either. Yeah, I won't complain about auto fighting, but people will. So there's people that'll be like, this is boring. It's not even hard. It didn't even change since last time. And then they make it harder and like, why do they keep making it harder? So,
this is how I think about it. I run an auto battle for maybe between 5 and 10 battles, depending what the rest of the alliance does. And I get rewards for it. It might not be the orange elite stuff that I really want, but it's gold and some other stuff. So I liked it. I like the Thanos raids.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, I don't look. If it doesn't get tougher, that's fine. Like there are enough other things. Like Alliance War is always changing, which we're going to talk about in just a sec. But there's enough stuff I do. With juggling this many blitz teams and having to be really selective with matchups these days. Like there's enough that I have to really sit down and think about what I'm doing. So I'm fine if one or two of my raids I can just blindly go through. And if I'm going to have to sit and take the extra time to pay attention to what I'm doing, I want some good rewards for it.
So what have you heard about the rewards for Ultimus 7?
Nothing new, just what they've said, which is there'll be a ton of orange mats. I don't know.
Orange mats, okay, nice.
Yeah, orange ability mats, which is another...
Gear? I know you got Ultron, so it doesn't matter for you. But for the guys that don't have Ultron, I need that orange elite gear.
First off, before he slanders my good name, I got Ultron today. He couldn't have said that to me yesterday.
No. I'm congratulating you, but I still want that orange gear, dude. I'm jealous. I'm super jealous of that.
I'm not saying I don't want it. You think I'm like, all right, I got 5 characters at Gear Tier 13, all done. No.
All 5 of them, baby.
I actually have 6, but let's not. So I've heard that there is a lot of orange gear and orange mats, and it makes sense too why the Wakandans would require so many T4s if when we get Ultimus 7, we'll be getting more T4s, on the daily.
Interesting point.
So it makes sense. And then I can tell you, and again, I don't want people to freak out and be like, oh, I'm not ready for this. Like, this is supposed to last. So if you're not, I'm not ready for this either.
Say this is. I'll let you go because I have a comment to follow up, but I know what you're going to say. So,
but here's
you got to say it first.
Yeah. So here's what I've heard that the difficulty tuning is intended for Ultimus 7. Ultimus 7 is designed so that level 75, 7775 abilities, Gear Tier 13, 5 red star can 100% without needing heals or revives.
Now is that for 100% completion,
yeah,
or
that's
100%? That's what you need for 30%.
That's 100% completion with no revives. Okay. Like that's free 100% completion.
Well, that is a good goal to have.
Yeah, and again, like when it comes out, you don't want people 100%ing it when it comes out. Although, based on what I'm hearing, there will be some people who will be able to 100% it when it comes out.
I think there'll be 2 alliances that can do that.
At least. Probably, yeah.
All right, now the red stars, we talked about it being relevant. This is tuned to Red Star 5. I don't know if you guys heard that, but 5 red stars on your elite characters. So I hope that they have this rework of red stars coming before this Ultimus raids, right?
Oh, well, so even if not, it is shortly after. I'm fine either way. And you got to remember too, like, you're going to have a couple people at like 6, maybe even not on your meta team, but like, you know, if you've got a couple people at 4, but a couple people at 6 or whatever.
Kingpin at 6.
Oh, well. Okay, that may not help you that much. Hey, I got some 6s I'm not particularly thrilled about either. But, you know, it is what it is. But, so yeah, again, I don't expect to be ready for that on day 1. But I think that, you know, if we assume that raid is meant to stick around and be the new top raid for, I don't know, 6 months, just throwing that number out there. It's not anything I've heard. That's pretty realistic to obtain within that amount of time. And you know what I mean? Like the only people who are going to be griping about that are the people who are currently 100%ing the tier 6. We're going to be like, now I can't 100% anymore. But like, we're going to be getting T4 mats and stuff.
As long as the 30% rewards are better than 100% of this previous tier, then it's fine, I think.
Oh, I think they've learned that. I think they learned, like, they tried that way back when. And people were like, oh, we'll just do the lower raids. And they were like, what? No. And then they fixed it in like 2 days.
Yeah, it was fixed pretty quickly. And what have you been hearing about Alliance War? Any changes to that on the horizon?
Yeah, I've heard some rumblings about that. So I think that the next thing we're going to see is they're going to implement, and we've seen this in the data mines for a while, and I think they're getting close to ready to put this out. War room upgrades.
Oh,
where
I think that was in one of the original data mines back in
data,
right?
Yeah, this has been the plan for a while. Is that your alliance will work together to spend on upgrading certain rooms, so it won't be as cut and dry as like, oh, let's just go straight for this room every time, because you know you'll be able to choose which rooms you empower. I don't know any of the specifics of it,
I don't know.
But
Armory,
obviously
barracks, medbay.
Right. But I'm saying I don't know what the upgrades will do. So I just know that you'll be able to upgrade them, and the bonuses they'll grant to your team and the disadvantages they'll cause the other team, you'll be able to improve those. And so it, you know, you might throw people off. You know, again, I don't know what they'll actually do, but just hypothetically, like, you know, your alliance might decide like, well, everyone takes our cargo bay lightly. Let's superpower our cargo bay. No one will be expecting a crazy cargo bay, and then. You know, stuff like that. So it should liven up Alliance War, and it should make it so that no one, you know, gets complacent and just falls into a rhythm. It should make every war kind of all right, what are we dealing with here?
Yeah, you got to do some research on your opponents. I don't know if you'll be able to see it until you get that room, though, right? So.
Yeah, you won't be able to see it until you step foot in it and you go, oh crap.
Well, here's my thing. This mode sounds very deep, and I like that, but I still want Fox next. You guys need to raise the rewards on this a little. This is requiring so much time for the amount of rewards we get. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. But
I'm with you on that, but I think you're going in the other direction for how I would fix it. I don't think the rewards are bad. I do for the amount of time invested, but I think
that's my point. Yeah.
Right. But so for me, I think the bigger issue is the amount of time invested. Like, it's easier for them to say, oh, we only want them getting this much currency every week, whatever. But my whole thing is just wars don't need to take 24 hours. They just don't. Like, nowadays, a lot of them end in like 18 hours, but like, why does war have to be 18 hours? Like, there's the energy regenning like every 3.5 hours or something like that, something ridiculous. Why? All that does is just make it really slow and drawn out.
It's their ultimate goal to have us spend more time in the game, right? So
sure, but
I think that's what they want, because you're more likely to spend.
I don't know.
I think that's the reasoning behind it. But if they're gonna make us do that, give us the appropriate rewards for the time we spend.
Either fix would be better, but it just, for me, it feels deliberately slowed down too much. Like, I get in, I'm like, all right, I want to do some war. And then I'm like, all right, I've done, a couple attacks. Let me buy a few more. All right, now I've done like 5 attacks. And now I'm just stuck. And it's just, I'm like ready to go. I'm like, come on, I got a bunch of teams left to use. Let's fight. Like, nope, you're benched for 3 hours. And I come in and I'm like, well, I'm still sitting around because
There's no
I
good
have the
opponents
right.
to attack.
Right, I've got
Matches-
strong teams, and this is some weak teams, and I'm waiting for someone to clear the weak teams. And I come back in 2 hours, and it doesn't need to be. I think if they gave us energy every hour and a half, for example, like, so what? So, like, some wars with enough failed attacks would still go the full 24 hours. Yeah. But so what if we ended a war in 8 hours? I don't see the downside to that.
I don't know.
Except we'd be happy, and we'd be like, oh, well, cool, we're done worrying about war.
Yeah. I mean, either solution is fine, but the time per benefit ratio needs to change a little for what it is now. All right. I think this is the juiciest one, right? Save the best for last.
It's gotta be.
It is. Nobody's heard this before. I haven't heard this before.
Nope. I've given some general info on this on my streams, but in bits and pieces and without the specifics. So.
All right. I'm looking forward to this.
So we're going to talk about some kit details for mystery support. Mystery support should be showing up in the next few days. So
the silhouette won't be a silhouette anymore.
What I've been saying on stream, by the way, because everyone's like, can you confirm if it's this character? Can you deny if it's this character? And I've been telling everyone, I've been explicitly asked not to talk about who it is, so I won't confirm or deny the identity of the character. And it's a difficult situation for me to be in because I want to just tell people who it is, of course. Like, I don't like having to keep it to myself, but I have to. So I'm just hoping every day that I get like an email from the community manager, or it pops up in a data mine or something, just something rescues me from this situation so I don't have to not say anything. But
that would be a good thing if someone could help you out with that.
But I've been asked not to say, so.
Cool.
Anyway,
that.
No problem. So talking about kit details, here's what we got. I don't have all of it, but here's what was relayed to me. The new mechanic is indeed barrier, and the way barrier is going to work is it will, basically add like extra health, but in a separate bar for the character.
Side note, that was exactly what was talked about last week on the news report, guys.
Exactly. So mystery support will be able to apply a barrier to people, which I think is a cool new mechanic.
I like it.
In particular, at level 7, the special for mystery support will add 3,500 barrier plus 10% of their max HP, the max HP of mystery support, as barrier. And so what I've heard is that since that amount of barrier is based on mystery support's health, it looks different sizes compared to the health bar of the person it's going on. So it looks like a smaller bar when you put it above like Thanos' health.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
This could be very valuable. This could save somebody if you pair mystery support with a healer or something. It's to repair them while they're getting hit with this 10% of her health.
I like it for summons because, like, summons, you can give summons defense up, but that's the best thing you can do to allow them to take a hit.
Yeah.
But giving them barrier actually gives them more of an ability to take a hit. It actually lengthens their...
Loki and mystery support.
Might be a combo.
Right,
there's a few of them.
Evades and the barriers, right?
Right, pretty much anyway. And so that special will also have a 50% chance to apply to regen in Alliance War. And it's pretty obvious that they're intending this power armor team to be for Alliance War, specifically Alliance War offense.
Yeah.
But so that's the special. Mystery Support's ult will remove negative effects. It'll give offense up to power armor allies. It'll give, in war, 2-turn immunity, which is a really nice touch. And neither the special nor the ult deal any damage, so it's kind of Night Nurse 2.0. And then it's a very weak basic. The basic does 140% damage, and it applies a slow with a chance to chain to an adjacent for 120%. But this character is mainly designed for keeping people alive. And then The passive is where I really don't have a lot of the info. I just know that the passive in War will give barrier to power armor characters. I'm sure it does other stuff, I just don't know.
So Falcon, War Machine already with some pretty good damage, and
Iron Man
to do more damage, right?
Yep, and Iron Man and Mystery Support, and that's your power armor team. It looks like the de facto fifth for the time being is going to be Vision, because they're all tech, so they'll spawn with 2 turns defense up, and that'll give them buff clear and another AoE and offense down and ability block. And I realize that this is not a feasible option for most people listening, but I'm actually excited to try that team specifically with Ultron, because like I said, Barrier is one of the only things that can actually make summons more sturdy, and Ultron is totally overpowered when all of his summons are on the field. And so yeah, I look forward to seeing how that works. But
so do I. So I don't know. I'm definitely not doing it alone with this mystery support, because it's pretty much just support. You're just helping the team. So
yeah, the rest of the team has to.
Else, yeah.
Yep. This is just about cleansing and offense upping, immunity, stuff like that. But I think they're designed as a very reliable war attack team that can take on most enemies. So,
well, hopefully the cooldowns on this mystery support character's ultimate and specials are enough to make it worth it to really build this character. Sounds like they're really pushing this team, this war team.
Yep, I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform. And then the one other piece of info I'll throw in, and this is just a little teaser.
All you guys that stayed at the end, you guys got a little surprise here. I don't even know what they're going to talk about.
We have mystery support coming up. We have Agent Coulson coming up, and then the next big thing, we got a bunch of X-Men coming up. And for some reason, even knowing all that, people care more about like, but what's after that? And I'm like, so much stuff is subject to change way down the road.
There's
like
another movie coming out after that, so
right.
It's kind of easy to guess, right?
Yes. So I'll simply give this teaser, which is confirmed. We are getting a bunch of Spider-Verse characters after the X-Men. In particular, a bunch of Spider-Verse villains.
Nice.
So that's what you can expect well down the road. So feel free to.
And if anybody's seen the trailer for a movie coming out,
I got hyped seeing that trailer. It was better than I expected.
There's a few villains in there, so we'll see which ones come to the game, if any. Maybe they go totally different with it.
I don't know if they're going to be all movie tie-ins, or if some of them will be just some of the more popular villains in the Spider-Verse. I don't know, but that's what we got in store.
Cool. Well, thank you again for being on. I like this. These are always fun. These are like the conversations we have. We're just recording it.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm glad we're doing this every week too, because it keeps people in the loop.
Yeah, you don't have to keep asking you questions, right? Because I know you get asked these same questions all the time.
It's also fantastic to say, go watch the video.
Yeah. I like it too. So thank you guys that came from Khasino's channel, from Khasino's stream. Everybody that didn't come from there, tell them where they can find you, my friend.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Khasino every single day at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And going forward, you can see some Ultron gameplay there now, too. I got him on my 500th day playing.
Ooh.
So worked out.
Oh, well, congratulations, my friend. That's a big accomplishment. He's actually a good character, not like Ultimus. I always get those confused. But
yep. Yeah, unlike Ultimus, he's really hard to get, but he's well worth it. And I did it with my only healer being shield operative. Oh. So no Minerva.
I'm looking for those parts for Minerva too, but I might not be getting her in time. So.
Yeah, I don't know who's hogging all the game, but I can't seem to get him either.
Yeah, stop buying it, guys. I need to buy some. I don't think that's how it works. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you again, Khasino, for joining us on this video, this news update. And make sure you guys subscribe if you like this video. Smash on the like button. Make sure you leave your comment. Let me know what you think of all of these rumors. What are your favorite ones? I guess some of it is news and reaction, but let me know what you guys think of this. I will see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, out.